what's up guys, it's your boy, Eternal Fox Hunt, and I'm coming at you guys starting this Steve tutorials just like I promised you I would. Now, this tutorial is going to be a basic tutorial covering, the normals. It's going to cover, day one stuff that you guys are going to need to know to get yourselves on your way and start your Steve play. Now, Steve is going to be think of him like Cody mixed with a bit of Sea Viper. He's a heavy mix-up character. He's good at opening people up. He has just all kinds of crazy damage. Now, not Sea Viper in the terms of dirt, but Sea Viper in the terms of flicker canceling, and we're going to get to that a little bit later on in the more advanced videos. So just keep that in mind. Now, Steve is a very technical character. Steve is not one of those pick up, package, go characters. He's really good, but you have to know how to use him. Same can be said about other characters, but not to the not to the magnitude that it applies with Steve. So, let's get into these normals. First normal is going to be close standing jab. Close jab, 4 frames, and it is going to be one of your best tools. It's +7 on hit, which means it can combo into next to anything. Close standing jab, crouching medium punch, it does work. For some reason, I'm just failing at it. Close standing jab, close standing medium punch, close standing jab, close standing fierce. So things like that work. It has little pushback, so it's also going to be a nice tool for frame traps and to keep the spacing nice and sweet. Next is close standing medium punch. Close standing medium punch is also going to be one of those tools that's just an amazing tool. It's good for meaties. It's also good for pressure. So things like that. It has a nice amount of frame advantage. It starts up in 6 frames. It's +7 on +9 on hit. I'm sorry, +9 on hit, which means you can combo it into a multitude of different moves. This is going to be used in bread and butters, and it's also going to be used in a lot of your pressuring that you're going to be doing throughout the match, because it really doesn't have that much pushback. It has a decent amount on hit, but if you flicker cancel it, it keeps you pretty dang close. So that's another good tool. Close standing fierce is going to be more so important when we get to flicker bread and butters, just due to the simple fact that, due to the nature of this move, this is good for meaties. It's good for meaties and it's good for frame traps, but once again, it's just one of those moves that at the moment it's just one of those moves that are just going to be a move you combo into and kind of bypass. Other than that, it's just going to combo into it because it really has no use at the moment for beginning players. So after that, we're going to go into his kick moves. Steve's peculiar because his kick moves are actually movements and not actual physical hits. Steve's standing kick moves are weave A, weave B, and quick spin. Weave A is light kick, weave B is medium kick, quick spin is roundhouse. Weave A is cancelable into normals. Now, these normals don't have special properties. They're just, your basic average normals. There's nothing special about them. Only thing about the weaves is that they give you upper body invincibility. So you can use them to dodge. You can use them to dodge high attacks. You can use them for pretty much, honestly, pretty much that, high attacks. It also works on jump ins. It's a really good way to dodge air tattoos and punish people who do air tattoos afterwards, because it will go through them, and if they try and press a button upon landing, or even you can punish it with this jab. After they land, you can punish it with a standing jab into a full combo, or even a chain to a launch. Because as you guys know, Steve has that unscaled launcher. Steve does have the unscaled launcher, so make use of that. Let's see. Now weave B. Weave B is kind of a weird move. I prefer weave A because you can cancel in the normal, so you can choose a faster normal if need be. But weave B, you have a shoulder. It's like a shoulder, and then it has a follow-up, which is a medium punch. So it's press medium kick, light punch, medium kick, light punch, medium punch, and you can combo. You can continue to combo off of this, but it's just one of those options that's kind of meh when you have the option to pick any normal that you want after the punish. You know what I mean? It's just kind of loses its appeal. But the shoulder rush starts up in 8 frames, and the uppercut is 9 frames, and they float. But if you are going to do the shoulder rush, and if they do block it, make sure you stop at the shoulder rush, because the shoulder rush is actually -8 on block, and uppercut is The uppercut is actually -11 on block, so it's still not safe regardless. But you know, at least you give yourself a chance to, you know, not be punished if you do that. You know what I mean? So just keep that in mind. Now quick spin. Quick spin is a very nice tool to use. It's very good in the Hugo matchup because when Hugo does lariats, you can do you can cancel medium punch into this because it's, if you think of it in order of the chain, it would be light punch, medium punch, roundhouse, light punch, medium punch, roundhouse. Since this is his standing roundhouse move, so light punch, medium punch, roundhouse. And you once Hugo tries to lariat you, you can use the upper body invincibility on this move to spin through it, and you can either punish him with a normal. You can either punish him with a normal on his whiff, or you can punish him with the gut punch. You can punish him with the gut punch, which is this right here, and that is 0 on block. That is 0 on block, so it's perfectly safe to do. It causes a float on hit. So yeah, you can actually combo off of it in the corner. You actually can combo into it, but yeah, you actually can combo into it. But on counter hit, provides a crumple. So if you do get a counter hit one, make use of it the best that you can. I need to take my own advice. Make the best use of it that you can. Don't necessarily have to always. If you're gonna go for like a crouching forward or a stand, I mean not crouching forward, but a crouching fierce or a standing fierce, you have to walk forward afterwards. You have to make sure you take the step forward before you do that. Otherwise, you're not gonna be able to connect it. So keep that in mind. You can do a crouching medium punch afterwards, you know, just to get that damage on there for you. Oops. So things like that. That was 599 damage. You can of course, you know, get beyond 599 quite easily with Steve if you get a counter hit on that. So something like, you know, this right here. Oops, my bad. Something like this right here. Oh, dang it. Wow. I'm really failing today. Sorry, guys. Something like that is gonna work for you right there. That was 676. So that just shows you how efficient Steve is at getting damage off his counter hits. If you feel more comfortable going for the crouching medium punch into Fox Hunt, into EX Sonic Fang, then into the combo, that is perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with that at all. Sometimes you don't need all that damage. Sometimes you just need to go for the smaller amount just to get the kill, just to pick up the kill. Because let's just see off of just for GP how much damage that would give us if we did not go for the standard fierce instead of the crouching medium punch. That's still 646 damage off a counter hit. And you don't need to charge that fireball to get the counter hit. I was just charging it so I wouldn't have to go set counter hit all on. But yeah, that's a really good move. Now, the other move out of spin is done by pressing down and medium punch. Down and medium punch. Or down and fierce after the spin. It's going to be a sweep. That sweep is -9 on block. But in all honesty, the distancing that you can put yourself at kind of makes it safe. That right there kind of makes it safe. Now on to Steve's far standing normals. Steve's far standing normals are his far jab. Far jab starts up in 6 frames, but it's +10 on hit and +6 on block. So this is a really good frame trap tool right here. And like I said, it's +10 on hit. So stuff like that is ridiculously easy to do. Stuff like that is ridiculously easy to do with +10 on hit. far standing medium punch is seven frames, and it's +9 on hit, and it's +6 on block as well. So this is another good tool to use when you're sitting here having your your poke wars and whatnot. If you land one of those, go into a crouching medium punch, because they know about his standing medium punches. It is not cancelable except in the spin, so you cannot cancel that into into the special. So only his close standing medium punch is cancelable into that special. Far standing light punch is, but far standing medium punch is not. Go figure. Steve's far fierce. Forget this move exists. Just forget it. Just imagine he's just showing them the boxing glove, and somehow it manages to connect with their hitbox. He's just showing it off to him. That's all. He's like, look at the bling, nigga. Look at the golden gloves. Look at the golden gloves. Other than like launcher stuff, there's no use for it. There really isn't. So that covers his standing normals. That covers the standing portion of his normals. Now let's move on to the crouching portion. His crouching light punch. It's a really good low poke tool. It starts up at 4 frames, which is going to be his fastest normal. Steve has no 3-frame normals, which I find weird for a boxer who's supposed to have amazing speed to not even have a 3-frame normal, especially a 3-frame punch in this game. When Ryu and other characters get one, that Capcom logic. But yeah, it's +5 on hit, and so it only has the means to combo into itself, honestly, and it only has the means to combo into itself and crouching light kick. But there's no reason to combo into crouching light kick from this. If anything, you want to combo crouching light kick into jab. On counter hit, it's +7, so you can actually link it on counter hit in the crouching medium punch, but that's still going to be a 1-frame link, so it's still going to be pretty dang tight. It's still going to be pretty tight, but you should still look for those opportunities. Don't let them pass you by just because it's going to be hard. Since it can only combo into itself, you can use it in chains for damage if you get the poke. If you do get that poke, you can still use it in chains for damage. That's 328 damage right there. So do not shy away from this. This is an important tool that you should be using. Sure, it's only +1 on block, but still, it's a decent tool. It's a decent tool to have in your arsenal. It's also good because it's cancelable. So if someone does a move that's that has a little bit of whiff recovery, that's gonna that you can punish, but crouching medium punch cannot punish. Just go ahead and take a little bit of the damage that you can get, or you can get your chain, or you can do it for the chain. So that's really nice for punishing things, for a quick little punish right there. Also, now on the Steve's crouching medium punch. Steve's crouching medium punch is pretty dang good. It does start up in 7 frames, but it is ridiculously good on block. It's +5 on block, I believe. It's +5 on block and +9 on hit. Now standing medium punch is +6 on block and +9 on hit. But when you want to poke low, when you really want to poke low, there's no better poke for Steve. So just keep that one in mind, you guys, because Steve is really dependent on crouching medium punch. But at the same time, you don't want to be spamming it, because if you spam it too much, you're going to get hit with a raw launcher at some point. So be wary. Know how to mix it up between your standing and your crouching moves. Crouching medium punch is also cancelable into spin as well as other specials. So just keep that in mind. If you want to gain distance on somebody, you actually can use spin from time to time. So that's about it. Now crouching fierce is a decent anti-air. It's not the greatest in the world. It starts up in 7 frames. It has a decent hitbox for it, for anti-air. So make sure you kind of use that, but also make sure you alternate between the weaves too. The weaves really work. So make sure you have a good balance between both of those in your games. Crouching fierce is going to become more into play when we get into the more advanced combos. Crouching fierce is one of the 2 normals that can combo into this follow-up of his ducking special, which I'll get to in just a second. This right here is crouching light kick. It's going to be your low poke of choice. Now the thing about crouching light kick is there is another move that is actually positioned as down back light kick, and that is going to be his foot stomp. His foot stomp is down back light kick. So if you want light kick, which is going to be light kick starts up in 5 frames, and I believe down back light kick starts up in foot stomp starts up in 15. So yeah, that's 10 frames difference. Make sure if you're going to do that, make sure your stick is in down neutral or down forward, and then when you press light kick, because 15 frames is a big difference from 5 frames. This move can combo into crouching light punch, and you can chain it. So that means you can combo. You can chain it and get that combo off that little poke. And this hits people more than it really should, because people tend not to block low on Steve because they think all Steve's good stuff is high moves, and that's not the case. Crouching medium kick is another one of those normals, kind of like, you know, crouching fierce. I mean, kind of like standing far fierce. It's just for show. It's not necessary unless you want to do stuff like this, really. But yeah, it's absolutely not completely necessary outside of comboing. It's not very good poke. It starts up in 8 frames and it's -4 on block. Wait, excuse me. Yes, -4 on block, and it's only 0 on hit. That's why, and it's cancelable. You can cancel it in the spin if you choose to, but I definitely still don't recommend using it all that much. Crouching medium punch does the job better. It's faster. It has about the same range, and it's just so godlike. It has such good frame advantage that it's a better frame trap. It's just a better tool overall. It outclasses it completely. Crouching roundhouse, or AKA sweep. This move starts up in 11 frames. It's -8 on block, but it has such good range that half the time you cannot get punished for it. You know what I mean? Like, just look at that. Look at how far his fist goes. If you can see that, look at how far his fist goes just from here. I'm not even trying to hit Kazuya right now. See? Just look at how far that is. Boom. That hit him. I wasn't even expecting to hit him, to be honest with you. That's like right above his foot. If I was to inch forward even the slightest bit, that's a sweep. That's ridiculous. That's like Vega's sweep range. You know what I mean? Like, that's like Vega's claw, but sweep range. So keep that in mind. That's going to be a nice little low poke move. You can use it to, you can use it to scare people. Actually, you can use it off of chains. You can use it off of chains and stuff like that, and it'll still still be relatively safe. So just keep in mind, just be aware. People aren't typically in the right frame of mind to punish it, or if you space it properly, it's just really hard to punish. But know that once you do it in a chain, it gains more recovery. It does gain more recovery. So just be aware. Now that we've covered his crouching normals, let's go into his command normals. First command normal I want to discuss is ducking body. This is ducking body, which is done by pressing forward plus medium punch. Ducking body has quite a bit of startup, but the point of it is it's used to gain distance. It's used to close spacing. Ducking body starts up in 16 frames. It's used to close distance between you and your opponent. Steve takes a large step forward and then punches them. So that's what that one's about. It is actually ducking body is +4 on hit, which means it can combo into a crouching jab. It can be linked into a crouching jab on its own. So that allows you to do, little combos and get your knockdowns and do whatnot, close your spacing. Also allows you to continue to frame trap afterwards. Now, ducking body does have a follow-up known as ducking hook, which is done by pressing light punch after the 4 plus medium punch. 4 plus medium plus light punch. And if you hold back after ducking hook, you'll go into flicker stance. Flicker stance is a special stance. It's one of Steve's stances two stances that we're going to discuss in just a little bit. But this is going to be very important when it comes to comboing a little later on, because he does have bread and butters off of that using flicker canceling. So just keep that in the back of your mind. Keep that stored away. Don't forget about it. You know what I mean? So now that we've covered those, his next ones are his chain British Edge. British Edge is done by pressing 4 plus light punch and then medium punch follow up. Now the 4 plus light punch starts up in 8 frames. But the interesting thing to know about this, like I say, even though this is plus 10 on hit and plus 6 on block, um, this moves them forward, and it's plus 5 on block. 4 plus light punch moves them forward. British Edge moves them forward and allows you to keep the distance in between you and your opponent pretty dang clean. So you can do nice long block strings using British Edge. And also, British Edge has the ability that it is cancelable into any of the weaves. It's cancelable into A weave, B weave, and quick spin. So that's another reason to use British Edge over standing light punch, because standing light punch, while it is cancelable, it's not cancelable into A weave. So the weave where you can cancel and do normals afterwards, you can't do that. Sorry guys, gotta stretch, my muscles are pretty freaking tight from the day from working out. But yeah, British Edge is plus 9 on hit. It's plus 9 on hit and plus 5 on block. So you can do things like you can link it into crouching medium punch afterwards. So, oh wow. Link it into crouching medium punch afterwards. And you can link it into a couple other things, but crouching medium punch is going to be your main option because it's going to be the easiest to notice the distance on and whatnot. I mean, easiest for the distance for you to do that. Now that we've covered pretty much all of, oh crap, we didn't cover pretty much all of his stuff. We've already covered foot stomp. We've covered foot stomp. That 15 startup, frame startup. Thing about foot stomp is, it can be comboed into in the corner. It actually can be comboed into in the corner, but it's gonna take some timing. It's actually, I think, in one of his tries, to be honest. Remember, it's down back light kick, and then the follow up is done by pressing medium punch afterwards. So down back light kick, medium punch. It definitely does 110 damage altogether, the down back light kick and the medium punch. But it's a low poke. It's something, well, not a low poke, it's a low mix-up tool. So like you can use it after like a flicker cancel, and then you can step on the toes, you know what I'm saying, step on their toes. But other than that, I don't really bother using it too much. Crouching light kick is all I need, you know what I mean? But yeah, now onto his last command normal. Down forward plus medium punch, which is his overhead. This overhead starts up in 17 frames, which may sound bad, but it's really not for an overhead. It's plus 2 on hit, and it's only minus 3 on block, which means it's pretty much safe against most of the cast. Because most people don't have a 3-frame reversal, let alone don't have a 3-frame normal, let alone a 3-frame reversal. Shotos have it. Few people have 3-frame supers, but other than that, it's pretty darn safe. And even still, even if someone's gonna try and punish it with a 3-frame normal and or reversal, they have to make it a 1-frame punish. So that's pretty darn safe to use. And another nice thing about it is it closes the distance in between you and your opponent. So when you do that, and if you hit somebody with it, you're at plus 2, meaning you can frame trap with pretty much, you can go nuts and frame trap, you know what I mean? So definitely make sure you implement that in your game plan. You're going to need that to open people up. You're going to need that to open people up and make them block high when you want them to. Then you can drop low, and then you can get your little chain on. And that's about it for Steve's normals. And yes, this time I'm 100% sure. I promise you that's it for his normals. I'm not kidding. Okay, now we're gonna go on to his specials. First things first, I think we should cover his regular specials, and then we will go into his his stance specials. First things first is Sonic Fang. Sonic Fang is done by doing DP and punch. Now, the damage is no different on Sonic Fang. The properties are no different on Sonic Fang from each punch to punch. But what it is the movement distance is different on Sonic Fang. Now let me start at the end of the screen. Light Punch Sonic Fang pretty much goes past the serve bot. Medium Punch Sonic Fang goes even a little bit further past the serve bot. He's a little bit closer to the guy trying to pull the other guy out of, well, for the lack of better terms, the Transformer's hand. This one, Steve's glove is actually over the guy's head when he moves back. So you can see the distance differences. It causes a knockdown. It's a soft knockdown. It's not a hard knockdown, but it can be comboed after regardless of where you are on the screen. So you can do tag in combos off of Sonic Fang. So keep that in mind and always be aware of when you have that option. And another thing to do is the reason why the distancing is important is you want to know what Sonic Fang to use at which time, because sometimes in the corner, if you're doing a combo in the Sonic Fang, if you press the wrong punch button, you can end up going under your opponent, and then you can get punished on their wake up if they quick rise. So just be aware of which Sonic Fang you're using, and always be relatively sure about your distance. All right. Next is going to be Steve's Hellfire. Steve's Hellfire is his fireball. Quarter circle forward punch. Quarter circle forward punches. This right here is a nice little tool, you know, just to throw at people. EX Fireball. EX Fireball right here is actually you're able to combo off of it in the corner. You can combo directly in the super. You can link in the crouching fears. You can do lots of things with that. See? So that's about Sonic Fang. You can, like I said, I mean not Sonic Fang, but EX Hellfire. That's a really good move. It's probably going to be one of his most used corner pressure tools, because in the corner, like I said, it can be linked off of, which also in turn means it can be frame trapped off of. So say someone does block it, you know, they're still going to be in the corner where you want them. I wanted them to block it. See, like you still have frame advantage. They're in the corner where you need them to be, and you can just keep going to town on them. Sometimes, if you're putting pressure on somebody in the corner, you should just throw an EX Hellfire out, burn that 1 meter, and just watch people open up, because that is +5 on block. EX Hellfire is +5 on block. Regular Hellfire is 0 on. I mean, it's not 0 on block, but -3 on block, and but it's 0 on hit. That's +8 on hit and +5 on block. So definitely make sure you use that in your block string sometimes in the corner. Now, one thing I kind of did neglect to mention is was EX Sonic Fang. EX Sonic Fang is going to be one of his most important specials right here, and that's because it causes the airborne juggle state, and it can be used after Fox Hunt, which I'm going to be getting to right after we finish discussing this EX Sonic Fang. Now, EX Sonic Fang also has the godlikeness of being projectile invincible. So if someone's throwing, you know, Sonic Booms guile at you, you can use Sonic Fang. Sonic Fang has EX Sonic Fang has actually relatively nice startup on it. EX Sonic Fang has 15 frames of startup, and that's not bad for a special at all. That's really not bad for a special when you think about it. Also, it's really good for a fireball punish. Has a decent distance on it, but this next move kind of outclasses it in terms of fireball punishing, except for like I said, Sonic Booms. That's pretty fast, because like this right here is ducking, but while it is fast and it does give you the distance, it sometimes lacks in punishing, you know, because you have to do a follow-up. So you have to do the startup. You have to wait for the startup of ducking to be active, and you also have to wait. Then you have to wait for the startup of the follow-up. So it's effective against punishing people with average recovery on the fireballs, like Ryu. If you get a reader on Ryu, you can punish him hard. You can just go straight under his fireball. Boom. That's all Steve. Right there. Fox Hunt right here. Now that move I did is called ducking. Ducking is done by doing quarter circle forward and kick. Quarter circle forward kick, quarter circle forward kick. Each one has a different speed and it has a different distance. Light kick goes the shortest and the slowest. Light kick kind of goes the shortest and the slowest. Medium kick goes a bit further and it's about mid speed. Hard kick goes fast and further. So that's just how that works right there. But in turn, while it does go further and faster, it also has a longer canceling limit than the previous ones. So So like the amount of time in which it can be canceled and which is cancelable is kind of different than the shorter ones. So the shorter it is, the seems like the sooner it can be canceled. Now this has multiple follow-ups. It has 3 follow-ups to be precise: Fox Hunt, Skyscraper, and Gatling Gun. Fox Hunt is Light Punch follow-up. Fox Hunt is going to be very huge in bread and butter combos for Steve, because Fox Hunt is cancelable into any EX move that you so choose. So it's also cancelable directly in Super. So say if you have that moment where it's like, oh, all I need is a Super, I need this damage. Boom, right there. Fox Hunt and a Super. Just do it. Just do it. You know what I mean? Also, it helps you rack up that damage in the corner with that EX Fireball. You can use that, like I said, for EX Fireball, pressure EX for the corner combos, whatever. Fox Hunt is also still cancelable even in the juggle state. So say if your opponent, say if you hit your opponent with this combo right here, you can still cancel Fox Hunt in the Super and still get the full animation out of it. And in fact, that's going to be your main way of getting max damage out of your Super. That's going to give you the most. That's going to give you the most damage out of your Super. There are multiple ways to combo into it, but just remember, Fox Hunt is 120 damage. There's no other special that he has that's 120 damage besides EX Sonic Fang. So, well, EX Sonic Fang and EX Hellfire. But I'm talking about normal specials without meter, because EX, of course, they're going to be strong. But that's besides the point. This right here, Fox Hunt's really good. It's really good as a fireball punish. Like I said, you can go straight into Super if you punish him with fireball if you have the meter for it, or you can start a big juggle combo, whichever you prefer. Now Skyscraper's going to be another good fireball punisher, because not only does he move forward with the initial ducking, he also moves forward quite a bit more with the Skyscraper. So that definitely has its uses right there. Skyscraper is only comboable into, however, off of the 2 fierce buttons. So crouching fierce and standing fierce. Those are the only ways you're going to be able to hit those guys right there. Skyscraper is also able to be juggled into itself. It's rather it's a rather intermediate thing to do, but it's not the easiest thing in the world to do. See, stuff like that. It can be juggled up to 3 times, but since I was so close to the corner, I wouldn't be able to get the 3rd one to juggle anyway. But yeah, it can be juggled 3 times, and then you can follow up a ducking body, ducking hook, and you can still go on the flicker and do all that good stuff. That move right there is going to give you that juggle state, kind of like EX Sonic Fang will. But the thing is, EX Sonic Fang keeps him close to you, where on the other hand, Skyscraper pushes them away. Now onto his last move, which is Gatling Gun. Gatling Gun is going to be useful against counter characters, because Gatling Gun is a command grab, and it's only hits standing characters. So if you notice someone's going for counters, like say Asuka or Hihachi, or even Jin's mental alertness stance, you can just scoop them out of that and you can punish them for it. And if you so choose, you can use EX ducking. Because it actually has upper body invincibility to phase through people's normals and grab them with Gatling Gun. That's really good on characters who have slow recovery normals, or they do a special move that has a nice amount of recovery. You can use that as a punish move. You can use it as a raw tag in punish. Like say if somebody tries to raw tag in front of you, they're going to be standing until their partner's going to be standing until their animation's over, until the tag whatever recovery's over. So you can just go ahead and scoop them. This move right here builds ridiculous amounts of meter. I'm going to go cut my infinite meter off, burn a meter, just so I can show you how much meter this builds by itself. That builds like almost a whole bar. One standing fierce connecting gives me a full another bar off of that. So be mindful of when to use it. Now, another thing is it has so much hit stun that you have time to tag in a partner and combo and charge a full super and directly charge an entire super off of it. But this is not the way to maximize damage off of it. That was 481 damage, by the way, but I can get so much more off of it. So, hold on, let me get. Oh, I did this. I messed up my spacing. That right there. I did 2 jumping attacks, and then mental alertness leaping sidekick after he launched him into the air. And then I went down and I came and hit him. And I hit him with a crouching medium punch and a crouching fierce. And that was 409, I mean, my bad, not 400, 694 damage. My max out is 698 that I can see right now. So that just shows you just how effective of a move that is for punishing stuff. But remember, command grab, standing only. And if you whiff that, you will get punished for it. So be aware of when you're using it. Make sure you know when to use it and when not to use it. Now, on to Steve's other moves. Steve's flicker stance can be done by either doing ducking body, ducking hook, holding back, and then you'll go into flicker, or you can manually input it by doing back and all 3 kicks. Each punch button has a different angle. Light punch aims down and will cause a ground bounce on an opponent who's in an aerial state. So it'll cause a ground bounce on an opponent who's in the air. And you actually can fall off that ground bounce in situations. In the corner, you can actually scoop them back off the ground and do like a crouching fierce into a sonic fang. So I'll just show you guys that right here. Like I said, flicker can be flicker can have multiple juggles. I mean, can be juggled after. It does have juggle properties after the ground bounce for Steve. So Steve can do multiple things. Steve can even do a double flicker combo in the corner. So, but the second flicker will only give a ground bounce, and it's not quite as effective as your. I mean, it won't give a ground bounce. It'll only give a hard knockdown for you. But if you're gonna do a flicker combo in the corner, go flicker, crouching fierce, sonic fang. That's gonna give you much more. It's gonna give you much more damage, and just gonna be much more worth it in the long run. It's not gonna give you a hard knockdown, but they're still gonna be in the corner. And even if they don't quick rise, and it's gonna give you a quick rise. If they don't quick rise, you're still gonna be at advantage. You're still gonna get that hard knockdown that you wanted anyway. So it really does not matter. The horizontal one, which is a medium punch, is really good for shooting people across screen and giving Steve the distance that he needs. That's going to be used mostly, like in grappler matchups, because Steve actually does pretty well against the grapplers, but even still, they're grapplers, and Steve don't want no part of that. So he's like, bitch, get back. You know what I mean? He's just like, man, get your ugly ass back. Why don't you go get that fucking chest hair wax, Zangief? We don't play that. I don't want your chest hair all up in my face, man. Think about that. Would you want Geef's chest hair all up in your face? Would you want Geef's like chest? Imagine when he SPDs you, man. You don't want to get your face put all like in between. Again, Geef like slaps you in between his legs and then drops you on his head. That's not only disrespectful. That's just borderline weird. So that's just a get back move. Also, you can use it if your opponent's if you have a zoning partner. If Steve is paired with a zoning character, you can use it to push them all the way across the screen, and you can get a tag into your partner without having to use any meter. So that's definitely a good thing right there. Well, I just did a raw tag in, and you see the difference in the raw tag in and not a raw tag in. I just did a cancel tag in as opposed to a raw tag in, and you see the difference because your character runs full screen. While you can cancel it by pushing a button, you can stop mid screen by pushing a button. Just don't do it. Just raw tag it. But yeah, that's about it for flicker and flicker stance. For now anyway. Now this right here, this is peekaboo. This one's done by pressing all 3 kicks and forward. While peekaboo does seem to have some startup to it, you can cancel the startup by inputting the button that you want. By inputting the button that you want as he's beginning to go into it, so you don't have to worry about all that nasty startup. Steve has throw invincibility during this stance, and he can actually move forward. Unlike flicker stance, he's stuck in one place. This one he can move forward. He has 3 follow-ups out of this. This one's called Patella Smash. Patella Smash has a hit of armor, and it's +8 on hit. So it's a really good move to use if you know your opponent's going to be doing something risky or something that they shouldn't be doing. You can use it to hit them out of it and get a decent little follow-up. Used to get a decent follow-up out of there. Now on to the next move is a cutting elbow. Cutting elbow has its uses. It's an anti-air. It's mostly an anti-air. You can also kind of use it in frame traps. That's a mind game. You can also combo into this off of crouching fierce. You can combo into him. So, hold on. Yeah, I just mashed that. So what? I mashed it. Yeah. So what? Smashable. Now what? No, I'm playing. But yeah, you can combo into it. So it's not completely useless. It's also able to be used as a frame trap. If your opponent's gonna keep going high on you, you can use that. Or if you know they're gonna be doing an upper move with like a lot of invincibility, with a lot of recovery or something, or you can make them whiff, or you just want to punish something, you can. Wow. Yeah, like Kazuya said, Kazuya did like a stand fierce. I can be like, no way, no way. Hit him with that right there. His last one is the Albion combination. While it does give a ground bounce, I do not foresee much use in it because it is very slow. I think it's like 21 frames to startup. It is ridiculous the amount of startup that move has. It is crazy. Yeah, it's 21 frames to startup. That's just ridiculous, It can be used since he is unthrowable in this state. He can use it, to punish grapplers if they try and SPD him. If you think they're gonna try and SPD, you can go straight into it. Or if you think somebody's gonna try and walk up throw you, you can do that and punish the throw recovery. But other than that, it's not too much that you can do with that. Maybe a raw tag if it's really like a really bad raw tag, but stay away from Albion combination. Cutting elbow. And mostly Patella Smash will be what you'll be using out of this stance. Because Steve's only defense really against slow pokes is Raw Launcher and Patella Smash. So it's going to be kind of important that you guys learn to implement that into your game plan. So, yeah, that's about it. One last thing is this stance can be canceled by pressing down. Since he can't go backwards, he can't be canceled by backdashing for one. Can't be canceled by going forward because he moves forward, but it can be canceled by pressing down on the stick or pressing a kick button. So that about covers it for this tutorial, guys. This is the basic tutorial. This is the first one. We made it through the specials and normals, and we got all that good stuff. So tell me how you like it. Comment, rate, subscribe. Tell me how you like it. Sounds sexual. Nah. But yeah, tell me if you guys like it. Comment, like, subscribe. Man, I've been on YouTube for damn long. I still remember comment, rate, subscribe. I've been saying that shit too long. But yeah, comment, like, subscribe. Let me know how you guys like the tutorials. Let me know if there's anything that I missed. Anything you guys want to know about that I didn't cover. If there is anything like that, feel free to hit me up on YouTube or hit me up on Carstorm Gaming's Twitch TV stream. That's where I'll be at most of the time. I'll also have a Facebook. I'm going to have a Facebook just for these tutorials. I'm going to make one for you guys so that way you can hit me up on Facebook. And also hit me up on PSN if you have any questions and I happen to be on and you guys happen to be on at the same time. If you guys want some games, feel free. Just let me know. I'll even take you guys to the training room and show you guys this stuff personally if you want me to. But until next time, guys, take it easy. Peace.